Sanity or Salvation, Chapter 33. Aaron felt panic rise in his body. His tongue felt uncomfortable in his mouth. His words came out like choppy rivers. His hands were fidgeting. Every reach he did to assist seemed to fall short, till he eventually took a step back, as not to get in the way. Like Vernon asked, Arden had rushed in to get his mother. The lights were back on when he got in, but he hardly commented on it. The frantic look on Arden's face put Brindley on alert. She followed him outside easily after putting her cake away. Galen quickly followed them, along with Amory, less enthusiastically. Now he just stood there, watching everyone else take action, trying to fix the situation, all while he was thinking. Was he honestly unsure of what happened? Or did he keep questioning because he was looking for a way out? Oh my gosh, did you fall? Millie questioned in shocking fear. She just about fell to her knees getting beside Verna, trying to his face put Brindley on alert. She followed him outside easily after putting her cake away. Galen quickly followed them, along with Amory, less enthusiastically. Now he just stood there, watching everyone else take action, trying to fix the situation, all while he was thinking. Was he honestly unsure of what happened? Or did he keep questioning because he was looking for a way out? Oh my gosh, did you fall? Millie questioned in shocking fear. She just about fell to her knees getting beside Verna, trying to help her. Dawn quickly got to the other side, ready to help as well, placing gentle hands on her, helping her sit up a little. Arden stared, his throat getting narrow as he waited on an answer. Verna barely glanced at him. She met her daughter's worried eyes instead, placing a comforting hand over hers. I took a nasty spill. These leaves can be so slippery. Verna struggled out. She tried to get up, let out a sharp gasp, almost falling back down again. Arden stepped towards her, hand outreached, but quickly moved back. Stop it! Don't move! Ridley yelled at her. She felt her eyes getting wet, holding her mom a little tighter. What hurts when you try to stand? Gone asked calmly. It's shooting from my hip down my leg. Verna announced, placing a hand on her aching hip. She gritted her teeth again. Should I call an ambulance? Ridley questioned. I don't need all that. I'm pretty sure it's just a sprain. Verna tried to shush her. She moved to stand again. Galen kept his hands on her, keeping her down. I don't think it's a good idea to move, ma'am. I mean, what if something's broken? Galen questioned with concern. Broken? Ridley screeched. I called them already. They should be here soon. Mary told them, walking closer to the group. She folded her arms as she stared down at them. Oh, thank you, sweetie. Ridley quickly spoke up, looking up from where she stayed crouched at Verna's side. Emery stared back down to her fearful eyes, tilting her head slightly, but remained silent. Well, I'll just stay right here until, Al said, taking off his coat, laying it on Verna. You all are fussing over me too much. This old girl's tough. Verna tried to calm them, but another flash of pain almost sent Riley into a full cry. Arden continued to stare, chewing the inside of his cheek. He felt a hand on him, grabbing his attention. Hey, I think I'm gonna take off. This seems like a family affair, Henry told him. Oh, okay, Arden mumbled out. Henry nodded, turned to walk away. Uh, Arden choked again, grabbing her shoulder. Good to see you. Sorry Reed's party turned out like this, he said. He didn't know why he was even trying. He and Emery had been at odds. Times when it felt like they hated each other. They had deep conversations as well. It was a strange relationship, rarely there, yet he'd seen her break down. She had been the one to tell him the truth that changed the way he saw his family. But again, just like with Gallon, Emery knew he ignored Reed that night. She would look at him with the same malice she did with the rest of the Attlers. Emery scoffed, placing a cigarette between her fingers. I didn't expect much anyway, don't be sorry, she said, lighting the stick. Lauren looked down with a faint smirk. In some ways, Forrest Bickering with Reed used to have a lot of pride in himself and his family. His father was a hard worker, such an unshakable demeanor. His mother was such a bright, loving soul. And he thought of his father to be the coolest person on the planet, the epitome of everything he wanted to be, so unapologetically himself. He did it with such ease, whether he was loved for it or mocked for it. Now, he knew what a mess the Attlers really were, and he was at the center of it all. Well, don't cry about it. I think we've both done enough of that, Henry said, noticing the disturbed look on Arden's face. He blew out some smoke. Flashing lights caught her attention as the animals pulled into the yard. It'll get better. Just, don't wallow, told Arden. All it works to hear is something she had to learn herself. Yeah, Arden responded weakly. Well, I'll see you, Henry said again. She walked off, getting out of the way after pointing the paramedics towards the other side of the house. Arden folded his arms, stepping away again. He watched the professionals begin asking questions. Renee was full-on crying by now, trying to keep calm. Gallon answered what he could, and Vernon was struggling through the pain. He soon got a gurney for her, taking her in, and lay off on the right with her. Thank you so much, Gallon, Millie called, wiping her eyes. No problem. I'll visit soon. Call me with any news, Gallon called back. The door slammed shut. The sound of tires crunching across the leaves and cracking on the road soon faded away. Silence washed over. Arden and Gallon were steps away from each other. Arden stole glances at Gallon, who was staring where the ambulance had gone. Are you going? Gallon asked, still keeping his gaze away. A friendly concern in his voice had been dried a bit. Arden inwardly flinched at the change. Sit at my grave, Season 4, Sanity or Salvation. Chapter 34. Things weren't supposed to go this way. They finally had a moment to bring some light back into their family. Weren't supposed to go this way. They finally had a moment to bring some light back into their family. Time to heal and be together. And somehow, it still ended in fearful tears. Arden could almost laugh, thinking of how hard Gallon was trying to convince him he was missed, and had it been the cause of their misfortune. It was plain as day. Arden would be a fool to ignore it, and from the looks of it, Gallon was tired of being a fool as well. He didn't allow Gallon's question to linger any longer. Yeah, I'm sure Mom's a wreck. I'd better go, Arden muttered back. I'll drop you off, Gallon told him. Arden stared in shock. You don't have to, he told him. I know that, Gallon said. He looked at him now, the tense stare. Forced Arden to look back. Take care of your family, Arden, and take care of yourself too, Gallon sighed. Arden found himself staring at his own shoes again. He knew they both hurt each other that night. He felt guilty for the shove, and stupid for shouting his honesty. It didn't help anything, and he feared it never would. He could try to be close, but he was alone if he counted only the people he knew, not the beings he conjured. I'll try, Arden promised. Let's go. Galton told him, grabbing his keys. He walked off, Arden walking beside him. Slowly got closer. Finally, his eyes squeezed shut. He hugged Gallon. It wasn't long. It definitely caught Gallon by surprise. Thanks, Arden said. Thanks for the ride was obvious. It was deeper than that. He felt like a child, hopelessly holding on to something that didn't belong to him anymore. Yet, he was getting over the fear of embarrassment. Gallon squeezed Arden's shoulders tightly. After they parted, he stared into his eyes before sighing. I'll be here for you, as long as you let me, Gallon said softly. Arden nodded, looking away. The two soon got into Gallon's car and started on their way to the hospital. Lights shined across blank expressions. The sounds of boat keeping the silence at bay. Arden found himself explored towards his sights covered arms and Kobe. His body turned from his friend in the driver's seat. He passed by familiar things in the city, but neither felt brave enough to comment on them. Arden could feel his heart beating fast, pressure weighing on him. Should he break the ice? He was the one who froze them after all. This wouldn't be the last time he sees Gallon. They had the holiday party both their families planned. He didn't want the awkwardness to continue through that too. Besides that, he really didn't know how things would turn out for him. He was making enough enemies. He wanted to at least keep one friend. Arden kept looking up what he wanted to say, but he always swallowed it back, in fear of the rejection. When he finally spit out his friend's name, he noticed they stopped in front of the hospital. Connor's voice croaked out. Gallon turned towards him. Yeah, he responded. About the college stuff. Do you know if Martin tried? Got in trouble dryly. Your grandmother's in the hospital. You should just go in, Gallon told him. Arden broke the eye contact and for a few moments cleared his throat. A slight nod of his head, Arden opened the door, closing it behind him. He started to walk towards the hospital's entrance. Stopped in his tracks, hearing the car start backing up. Where are you going? Arden questioned before he could blink, turning around. I'm going home, Gallon told him. Arden felt his chest tighten. Call me with any news, Gallon told him. He sounded a bit hesitant, but that didn't stop him from driving away. Arden stood there, still in shock. Surprise soon melted from his face. He wiped his nose with the back of his hand. And slowly, on his own, he went forward into the hospital. All he could do now was hope for the best, but the last time he walked one in, didn't end well. My Grave, Season 4, Sanity or Salvation, Chapter 35. The hospital would never be empty. As it rapidly approached quiet hours, Arden couldn't help but hear mist that crept out. He walked on shining floors, looked up at tall windows. He saw gift shops were closing out. There was hardly anyone out in the open. He had to only assume there were some in emergency, or desperately sitting in waiting rooms. While if permitted, the visitors were already tucked away with their loved ones. Arden pauses, wondering. He had to call his mother to know which floor to get to. Yet, found himself hesitating. He chewed down on his lip. Couldn't get the past out of his mind. It was just a fall. Arden tried to remind himself. He found a seat near the vending machines to slide into. Placed his hands on his face, staring down at his shoes. Going to the hospital didn't mean he'd never see her again. The more he thought of seeing his grandmother in a hospital bed, the tighter his throat got. So much had gone wrong, but this little corner of his family were on the mend. Until you showed up. Arden's bitter thoughts ripped through. He didn't have much resistance as another flared up. Almost like I'm cursed. Arm sighed silently. Whether he had actually seen something or not, it was because of him his grandmother hit that unforgiving ground. He had the nerve to give a vetted Gallon question his mental state. A phone chime got Arden's attention. A text from his mother. She sent the floor and room number they were in. It was simple. She was obviously busy. Didn't forget to say she loved him at the end of the text. Walnut reassurance that Granny Vernon was just as tough as ever. Arden stared at the text. His instinct was to run. Again. He received kindness. She was concerned for him. Vernon had been generous enough not to mention his mistake. He wouldn't know what to say when he got in that room. Much like when he denied seeing his brother in the hospital. Of course, he assumed this wasn't as severe. Yet, he knew his poker face had only gotten weaker since then. And he didn't want to go in and demand attention from the injured because he was too pathetic to hold himself together. Thanks for letting me know. I'm in the hospital, but they aren't letting me out. I'll see you both in the morning. Arnold's text back. Grimaced at his own reflection when the screen turned black before tucking his phone back into his pocket. There was no point in going back to an empty house, and he couldn't stomach going to the room. So, there he stayed, half waiting to be kicked out while he tried to drift to sleep, holding himself tightly, trying to keep his racing mind at bay. Was this his intentions? Had it planned this from the beginning? Could anyone else have seen it too? Or was it only for my eyes? What does it want? I'm not losing my mind. I couldn't have imagined that pain. Whatever it is, it's just gonna have to be another hurdle to bring my brother back. Sit at My Grave, Season 4, Sanity or Salvation, Chapter 36. You have to think about it, Gallon. He's not going to wait forever, and the longer you do, it'll just make it worse. Gallon sat on his family's couch with Carmela, sunlight from a window blanketing them both. Carmela wore their school symbol in her oversized sweatshirt, which Gallon had a hard time looking at. I told him he could move his stuff into our house while we're at the Atlas holiday party. Gallon tensed as he watched the look develop on his girlfriend's face. You think that's a good decision? You're gonna move a stranger into their home. Seriously? She scolded. You think that's a good decision? You're gonna move a stranger into their home. Seriously? She scolded him. Gallon shrunk down, holding his cap in his hands. I don't have much time. I don't want him to get the school back refused. He'll think I'm not taking this seriously. Gallon sputtered, waving his hat around with one hand. Carmela sighed, crossing her arms. I thought you two were becoming great friends. I'm sure he wouldn't do that. Carmela tried to reassure him. Yeah, but even friends get upset. I'm asking him to hold off on having a home he was promised. But I bought hundreds from him already. What kind of a friend does that? What am I doing? Everything's going so wrong. Tom put his head down, dropping his cap in favor of holding his face. Carmela watched him for a moment. She inched closer, rubbing his back soothingly. Do what you can to stay in school. Paying them back, and besides, the money thing wasn't exactly your fault. You only did that to help Arden get back home. Carmela reminded him, her tone softer. Arden groaned in response. Thanks, he eventually said. He leaned up, pulling her in, hugging her, leaving a gentle kiss on her forehead. Carmela pulled her lips into a simple smile, hoping one of his arms wrapped around her. Gallon! Genevieve squealed coming into the room. She hopped into the couch, holding on to Gallon. Hi, Jenny, Gallon responded. Carmela just smirked. It's a nice day. Mommy said you can take me out if you want to, but only if you want to. She said to make sure you want to, but you don't have to. Genevieve spoke up excitedly, talking over herself after she pulled away from the hug. Gee, do you think we should all take a ride to the park? Colin questioned, looking to Carmela. It is a nice day after all, she giggled. Yeah! Genevieve celebrated. She jumped off the couch, latching on a gown at Carmela's wrist, beckoning them up. We're up, we're up. Colin laughed. Just because it's nice doesn't mean you don't need a coat, Carmela told Genevieve, his eyes widened. I'll be right back, she announced before speeding off. Gal stared at Carmela, a warm smile on his face. Carmela caught it, swiftly moved away, before he had the chance to put his arm around her. Are you going to the Atlas before the party then? She asked. Oh, maybe. Her artist grandmother had surgery weeks ago. I want to give them a chance to settle before the party, Gal told her, grabbing his and her coat. I'm shocked they still want to have the party, honestly, Carmela mentioned. If you met Verna, you'd understand. She won't let that get her down. But, honestly, I think they're just determined to have a good holiday. It's been rough on them. I don't want another sour memory tainting something, I imagine. I'll say with empathy. Carmela nodded, cast her eyes away. I'm back! Genevieve screamed, sliding back into the room. We're out of here, Cal smiled. She had one last look at Carmela, where they all left out together. Before any of them could truly prepare, the holiday party was upon them. Along with that came the cold, blustery weather. The streets remained quiet. Those who had a home tucked away with their loved ones. Beautiful decorative lights danced in and out of homes, bringing a warm joy despite the climate. Inside, lively sounds bounced off the walls. Delightful scents wafted through. It was the cozy atmosphere everyone had waited all year for, wanting just a piece of it for themselves and their homes. Season 4, Sanity or Salvation. Chapter 37. Arnold was back on the couch again, his belongings stacked around it. Even after Fern's accident, joyous atmosphere creeped back through the thin walls. Arnold had visited the hospital a few times, only after he was sure Fern was up and moving around, and then Lee had stopped crying so much. It was a cheap move, reminiscent of his past self. They just couldn't bear it. How disappointing. He was the cause, and he still couldn't own up to it. Arnold flopped his arm over, slapping himself in the face. It wouldn't leave a mark, but the sound and light stinking was satisfactory enough for that. Even through his guilt, he was sure to journal what he saw and felt. He could try and enjoy this party all he wanted, along with his family as he pleased. And he knew at the end, he would be on his way out again. As far as he was concerned, he didn't live anywhere at the moment. He was only drifting by. It had been quite a few weeks since Verna went to the hospital. She had to have surgery and spent a while recovering. She came home before the doctor recommended, but she was forced to use crutches and have pain medication. Since then, she had to spend much more time inside than usual. But aside from that, Arnold observed her still trying to make light of the situation, despite everything. Now, her and the rest of the family were focused on having a nice holiday. The days were counting down fast. Lights and pretty little decorations were hung everywhere. Arnold's vision pulled from one area to the next. It looked nice. Lily mentioned that when she visited UK's, Genesis had given her some of their decorations to use. We'd be here soon. As far as Arnold knew, it would be a 2-day party at least, and Kenny's sleeping over. Arnold carefully ran his fingers into the soft mesh of his trouser body laid against his chest. He didn't know how it would go, but either way,